Hi, Anines. Good evening, and welcome to welcome to week 4 in term 2. And I'm recording this video because I thought I need to share information with you guys uh, about CAT because I need to my expectations clear in simple words. So let me first of all take you to our class Compass, and as you can see on your screens, these are the instructions which I have put for you for this week. Okay. Uh, I'll just start reading from the screen and I'll add on if I need to. So, week 4 is when you're starting thinking about your cat, and this is going to be a well researched essay type report presented under some meaningful headings. Okay, so you are just writing a report about your chosen ecosystems under certain headings. Okay, so it's just like you are typing in a good report. You will be assessed against a rubric which I will be describing to you just in this video, what my expectations are from your presentation, from your report writing, okay? Now, your reports are due by the end of week 6, which will be Friday. So in week 6, I'll start accepting, it's not decided yet, but in my head, in week 6 from now, this is week 4 for your information. I'll open the window for the CAT submission so that if on Tuesday, week 6, you feel everything is final from your side, you need to submit the CAT to the teacher and get rid of that, you can do that on Tuesday, on Wednesday, on Friday, or Thursday, your choice. But after Friday, week 6, please bear in your mind, I will not accept any report submissions because that's when the window will be closed for all the 9 groups. Okay. Now you can you can seek all the information about CAT by going to content library for a class. Go to CAT term 2, okay? So I'll show you our class OneNote now. So this is where you need to go. Distance learning is separate folder. I have made a new folder called CAT term 2, as you can see here. And I will keep on putting all the information about CAT just in this folder itself. Okay, let's go back to Compass quickly. Now, task 1, very important for me to reinforce on the fact that you still need to complete any pending work from last week on Style. I understand Style website wasn't working due to some technical reasons just last week. So this week you will still get chance to complete all of your lessons, incomplete lessons on Style. Due to some reason, my feedback wasn't visible to all of you, but now I'll make sure this week we will on from my side I will complete all the feedback for all of your lessons and release it by the end of this week. Okay, now task 1 is that so you need to complete any task which was incomplete from Style website week 3. Very important because I will be putting that in the report for you guys, for your parents to see how you're going. Now I'll take you to OneNote now. The first document which I've uploaded for you on OneNote is timeline week 4. So this is just a snapshot of what's going to be happening in week 4, apart from Style lessons. Now, you need to start thinking about your cat. For that, your first step is you all should be watching a video which Miss Hannah had created for all of your 9 groups as a single video. So you just need to click on that. Sorry. All right. Oops. All right. Due to some reason, it's not working here. Okay, doesn't matter. Based on description of task. Oops. If you can't click on that, let me know it. I'll see why it's not working. But since I haven't heard back from you, and I'm in a bit of a rush, so I'm assuming hopefully it should work. Okay. Now you need to watch. I'll move on. You need to watch this video from Miss Tanner because she is giving you a good description of cat, which will be continuing up until week 6. After you have completely watched this video, could you please then go to Cat Planner part 1 and 2 and paste that in your OneNote. Okay, it's here. Now, I'll be referring to part 1 and part 2 only for most of the time. Now, before I discuss with you part 1 and 2, let me stress on the fact I have also uploaded for you the whole copy of the planner. Okay, why is planner there? Planner, what is the need for planner? Here it is, okay? The Loom video is here. Now, this is what expectations are from CAT. The task is you are writing a simple essay or report on your chosen ecosystem using these definitions, using these headings. So, your report must contain these sections. The first section should be a detailed description of the ecosystem. Okay, first of all, you need to think about what kind of organisms attract you. For example, in my case, I'm really interested in knowing, like, I'm not an expert in that, but I'm very attracted towards polar bears, Antarctica region, also what's happening under the oceans. Okay, I will love to research about phytoplanktons, or if you give me a chance, coral reef. So maybe if I were you, I might be doing Antarctica, or I could be doing Great Barrier Reef in Australia. I really love these two ecosystems. Okay, so you have to identify what kind of ecosystem you will like to work on. Then you will need to describe it in your own words. Okay. Part A, identify where it's located. Describe what kind of plants and animals you can find in your ecosystem. Describe the climate, what kind of weather cycles you can observe, what could be the average rainfall be. Just few ideas for you guys. You can extend that. Evaluate how these characteristics make the ecosystem unique. I just need to think how what factors make Antarctica unique. I can research on that. Different websites on YouTube can be reached. So many resources on the internet can be reached by you guys. So first one is you need to describe your ecosystem in detail under each of these subheadings. Second point, biotic and abiotic factors. You need to describe what kind of factors you can find in your ecosystem, what kind of non-living things and living things might be seen in your ecosystem. Okay. Third thing, research a species in the ecosystem. Pick up one species. For example, let me assume in Antarctica I'm picking up penguins. Okay, emperor penguins, polar bears, my choice. But I will be describing my species in details. For that, I need to do scientific classification of my organism, my species. We will do that in week 5. So I'll be doing lessons. I'll be releasing lessons on style on scientific classification so that you have a fair bit of understanding of what you mean by scientific classification in biology or in ecosystems. Okay. You need to think about what kind of diet your species might be eating. Okay. Habitat, how do they reproduce? Role in ecosystem, are they prey? Are they getting killed or are they the killers themselves? So you need to think about where are they sitting in the food web or the food chain. Describe it in detail. Okay, but in your own words, in simple language. Fourth thing is, in the report, you need to describe at least 3 adaptations of your chosen species. Okay, padded feet, wings, anything related to your species. Okay, you need to provide a good image or diagram which shows these adaptations. Please use some authentic photographs which make sense, which are informative enough for the teacher. Don't go for too complicated, just to pick the simple one and then label it by yourself. Second point, you need to describe the adaptations, whether they are structural, physiological, or behavioral. I'll do that in week 5 as well. Okay, but you need to Google that. I'll put style lessons for you. I'll put PowerPoints up and ready for you guys. Okay, in week 5. So at the moment, I'm on point number 4 on your screens. Point 5 now, symbiosis. We have already done it. You need to think about symbiotic relationships between at least 2 organisms in your chosen ecosystem, okay? You need to think about penguins and polar bears, how they're interacting. Penguins and fish, how they are interacting and stuff like that. Symbiotic relationship, if it exists in your chosen ecosystem, think about that. Google it. Lastly, but the most important bit, human impacts. You need to describe one example, may it be positive, may it be negative, how humans are affecting your chosen ecosystem. Here, I can give you a very good example of Great Barrier Reef. Uh, Humans are actually destroying this habitat by doing plastic pollution and microplastics, especially, and by catching more fish, for example, corals are getting affected and stuff like that. So think about how humans might be affecting your chosen ecosystem. You need to use some referring graphs or tables, some kind of data based on your examples. You need to then analyze what information is enhanced about what is the effect, like what is the extent of seriousness of the human impact, how far away we have gone, how much uh, how much destruction has been done on your ecosystem by humans, extension. So you need to reflect on that, use some data, use statistics, dig deep into the internet, and then grab some good resource for yourself. Then lastly, evaluate how reliable the information is. Did it come from a trustworthy source? Will depend on how much in depth you are looking for information on the net. Okay. Extension. Think about the overall impact of humans on this ecosystem. This may include multiple positive and negative impacts. Go for not for one example, go for multiple, one, two, three. This will be your extension. Describe some ways we humans could eliminate or reduce their negative impact. So if you are thinking about how the humans have destructed that habitat, in your extension part, you will think about how you can fix up the habitat now. What measures are scientists looking for in order to fix the destruction for the ecosystem? Okay, what are the plans? So this could be seen as your extension bit for your report. Okay, so this was the overview of cat. So in here you can see the bigger picture of your cat. Okay, now I'll go back to cat planner and I'll tell you the reason why cat planner is there for you. As you can see here, we have just described. I'm just focusing on part one and part two from your overview. Okay, part one was about picking up your ecosystem of your choice. This is giving you in details how can you work towards it. Okay, now what you will need to complete this section part one this week, you need to think about your ecosystem. You need to think about 5 different kinds of species which you might be discussing in your report. At least one well-known species, for example, in Antarctica, go for emperor penguins, go for polar bears, the species which most of the people might be aware of. Okay, so these are few examples for you guys. Describe where is it located. So basically, the planner is giving you in-depth scaffolding for your planning. Okay. What are the plants, animals like? So they have provided you with the columns, animals, plants, other species. What is the climate like? Go for seasons, temperatures, rainfall. You can add on to this information on the planner. Okay. And why is this ecosystem special? Why do you think? Why have you chosen Great Barrier Reef? What's in there which attracts you? So in this paragraph, include as much as information you want. Okay. So this was part one. Part two is approximately 20 minutes. You just need to think about living and non-living parts which make up your ecosystem. So here in the planner, you can see they have given you hints. They have given you a platform to start your thinking process. In this week, we are just focusing on part one and part two only. All right. Before I move on to rubric and discuss that with you, I need to stress on the fact that when you're thinking about the ecosystem, do think about your planning for all of the parts which are making up your cat. Bear in mind, you have to pick up one species. Later, in week 5, you have to think about impacts of human intervention for your ecosystem. So when you are starting to think about an ecosystem, bear in mind you still have to do these many parts later on as well. So go for a good one. Okay. Rubric is here, and I will focus on the green bit only. So expected level is when you're describing part one, you need to describe your chosen ecosystem clearly. Use your own words. Okay. Don't copy and paste. I'll know. You have explained the biotic and abiotic factors in your ecosystem. Part two, mind the word explanation. Okay. When you're including the factors, please make sure you reflect on your uh, included part as well. For example, biotic and abiotic factors. Let me show you my example here. So this is what I have done. Okay. So biotic factors here for my choice, Antarctica, animals, plants, insects, microbes, and abiotic in front of you. Could you please make sure you reflect on that as well, if you can. Part three, you researched a species and described its habitat, diet, and reproduction. Make sure you cover all the points of this species. Part four, and so on. Part five, part six, part seven. And if you are attempting extension section, I will comment on that separately. All right? All right. So this was just one part. In your rubric science understanding, the standard was just science understanding. If you go to the second standard, it says processing, analyzing data and information. Make sure you include enough tables, well researched statistics around it. Your graphs are clear, which includes the headings are meaningful. Okay. For example, here I have included a very beautiful food web, I guess. Okay. This is quite simple and quite informative. If you know the science, if you have a good read of that, this is quite meaningful, but simple as well. Okay. Also, oops, I have included a very well-researched graph here, how to have a positive effect on Antarctica. Okay. So this is, as you can see, I have included the heading of the graph and all the columns make sense because I have referred to each of the color bars separately. So this is actually a column graph, a bar graph, okay? So go for summarization of your data in your own words, include good statistics about your ecosystem, write stuff in your own language, draw conclusions about your graphs, statistics, whatever. So this was point number second. Third point, evaluating. If you are successful in your report writing, you are able to evaluate conclusions from your investigation into an ecosystem to discuss human impacts and possible solutions. Okay, so think about that. Communicating, you have consistently used appropriate scientific language in your own very simple language, summarized your findings, stuff like that. Referencing, important, and then presentation or report. You need to submit a clear and well presented ecosystem in the form of an essay, a report. Okay, so have a good read of rubric. Next tab is scientific referencing. You need to watch this Loom video again by Ms. Turner, in which she is making you clear the meaning of references and how to include them. Okay, use a separate page to write your referencing, including your date when you access that resource. I will be checking each of your resource separately. Okay. And I think from my side, that's all. If you have any question, just email me. But today I haven't got any emails from you so far, apart from just 2 students asking about rubric. So my advice is don't procrastinate things anymore. Start thinking and start brainstorming about your ecosystem. Again, any questions, let me know. Have a good night and have a wonderful week ahead. Thank you.